Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today we don't have my face again, but I figured with like everything, it might be nice to do a nice, fun, little relaxed video today. You guys know I like reviewing books, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different because we are going to be reviewing Dana Fox's book, Watercolor With Me in the Ocean. This was sent to me by one of you absolutely lovely, wonderful viewers, Ricardo, who says to use on your next book recommendation video, maybe. This book and a couple of others by Dana have been on my wish list for a while, and they are so adorable, and I've really wanted to give them a go. So thank you so much to Ricardo for sending me this, and just to everyone who supports my channel and is always so lovely. I guess with the whole coronavirus thing, and you guys know I currently live in London, or I'll be moving in a month or so. You guys know that in London, well, I don't know if you do, but here in London, pretty much everything's shut down. Most people are just staying in the house, and it's a little bit crazy. I haven't seen friends in a long time, and while most things are normal for me because I work from home, it's a pain getting to the shop to buy food, and I'm finding that without any time to socialise, I'm spending a lot more time doing kind of creative stuff, which is really nice, especially because my mental health has been a little bit crappy recently, and I've been struggling with a lot of things, so finding stuff to paint and draw and read has really helped me through this kind of little rough patch. This book is absolutely adorable because it's printed entirely on really nice, thick, high-quality watercolour paper and features a whole bunch of outline sketches of sea life animals. I'm hoping this shows up well enough on camera, with instructions on how to paint them. So I'm hoping this is going to kind of like help me improve my skills a little bit. It's absolutely wonderful. There are 3 different sections featuring different types of watercolour painting. There's wet on wet, wet on dry, and ink and wash, which, if you guys know, wet on wet involves literally putting essentially water down on the paper and then painting on top of that. Wet on dry involves essentially having your dry paper and painting. I'm terrible at explaining it. There are much better explanations in this book. It's fantastic. And then finally, the ink and wash ones are more of my usual style of kind of watercolor illustration, to be honest, and these involve using like water resistant or water safe, I guess you could call it, or waterproof, that's the word I'm looking for, using like waterproof pens or ink to outline your image and then filling in with areas of color using watercolor paints. So this book is fantastic. It features literally God knows how many pictures and animals to paint. It's wonderful. There's so many in here, and this one's all sea life themed because you guys know I love my like sea animals and stuff, and I have a soft spot for octopuses and jellyfish and all sorts. Like mermaids, it's amazing. Sea lions, a little sea kyra. There's all sorts of beautiful stuff in here. So today I thought we would do a kind of like first impressions of it. So what I want to do in this video is it gives us an amazing little colour chart of what the artist is using in this book. I'm going to go through my different watercolor paint sets that I have because I have a few, try and basically recreate this palette. Then we're going to do a few of the wet on wet exercises to try and get started and kind of get warmed up, and then we're going to give one of the wet on wet paintings a go, see how easy the instructions are to follow, see if I can make anything that looks anywhere near as brilliant and beautiful as Dana's illustrations, and just kind of have a little bit of fun with it. Hopefully it'll be quite relaxing. So first up, I'm going to give you a little walkthrough of the watercolor paints I'm going to be using. I think the one I'm going to be using most is this amazing, I don't actually know the name of this, but it's kind of like a Japanese inspired watercolor set. When I don't know the names of things, I will link them down in the description below, and I do have a little kind of shopping list on my Amazon store which recommends all my like favourite art supplies and stuff like that. This is currently my favourite watercolour paint set because it is absolutely huge. Look how many colours are in this. You may see a few stray Kyra hairs that have gone here. Speaking of which, hello baby. She's just woken up from a nap. So, hell of a lot of paints in here. An amazing range of colours, including a couple of metallic colours down at the bottom here. This was sent to me by one of you lovely lot as well, because again, it's a set I've been wanting for so long, and I'm so happy I can finally use it in a video. It comes with an amazing little chart that you can swatch yourself, so I've done all these swatches so I know exactly what colours are which. This is a fantastic set that's really inexpensive. Each of the paints are little individual pans, which, there we go, sorry, I'm off camera, which is fantastic because it means if you are traveling, like I sometimes do, you can always chuck a few of these in a little case and take them with you and kind of create your own mini pan for traveling with, which is wonderful. And like I say, I love having this little reference sheet here of the colours. They're very easy to blend with each other. They're gorgeous colours. There's a lot of paint in these as well, I found. The metallics are beautiful. Really, really big fan of this set, and I think this is what I'm going to be using most throughout this book. My other sets I have are... This one, I don't actually know what this is, but basically it was the only watercolour set they had in my local W.H. Smith when I started getting into watercolour paints. And as you can see, it is very well loved and very well used. This whole set here, I think, was about £15, so it was inexpensive, but they're really nice quality paints, to be honest. They're not too grey or muddy, they're fairly blendable, they're very basic colours, but you can combine them and mix them to create pretty much anything you could ever want. And again, I think this is going to be an excellent supplement to the colours that I don't quite have in here or that don't quite match up with what I need for the book. My other little watercolour palette, which I don't think I'll need too much. These are more kind of unusual colours, which I don't think I'll be needing for this. I think I'll have it all covered in these two, but it's here just in case. This is a little set I got specifically for travelling with, but now I just end up using it all the time because it's a fantastic, gorgeous little set. You don't get a huge amount of paint in each pan, but it does go a hell of a long way. You have some gorgeous bright colours. I absolutely adore this particular shade of yellow. The oranges and reds are beautiful. The pinks are beautiful. The blues, I wish there was a little more variation, but I really love this shade here, which is kind of like a phthalo blue. I think that's how you pronounce it. And that one in particular is beautiful. So like I say, this is another one of my favourites. This is the Superior 25 colour watercolour set, and it comes with a little watercolour brush as well, which is okay, good for travelling with, but I prefer my many brushes over here, usually. And finally, what I'm almost definitely not going to be needing in this set, but I just thought I'd show you only because it's adorable, is I finally saved up some money and treat myself to a little Paul Rubens watercolour set. And this one here is the metallic watercolour set, the set of 12. Oh my god, these are beautiful. I've been obsessed with them recently, doing all kinds of little sketches and swatches, and I have an idea of, basically I recently did this painting of a jellyfish, and I want to do something similar. So you might recognise this sketch here because the outline, the sketch, the drawing, I kind of took a photo of it when it was black and white and turned it into merch. So my jellyfish hoodie has the original sketch of this. This is just the painted version in watercolour. As you can see, the paper I used wasn't great. It was new paper and it's buckled, which is a little bit annoying. I'm not hugely impressed with that. This paper is actually this little cheap watercolour block that I got, which isn't great, but I'm going to be using this for swatching today and to get my colour palette together. So it will be useful for something. Anyway, basically what I want to do with this little watercolour set is do a similar drawing and painting to this on better paper, and then use the metallic watercolours to add some gorgeous highlights and kind of make it look sort of ethereal and beautiful and a little bit mystical and fantastic and, yeah, talking. Anyway, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to start putting together some of my watercolour swatches. I'll play some music over this, speed it up a little bit so it should be fun for you. Oh, also, I was going to say this little set comes with a gorgeous little card so you can do your swatches as well. I love this. Oh, perfect. So, yeah, I'm going to shut up now and let's just get on with it.
So I don't have to go home, wasting my time listening to said that I didn't want this. Oh, I've been driving all night trying to forget what is. And I'd be lying if I said that I didn't want this. I didn't want this. Everything about you makes me want to fall in love. Everything about us could have been oh so beautiful. Everything about you makes me want to fall in love. Everything about us could have been oh so beautiful. Everything about you makes me want to fall in love. Everything about us could have been oh so beautiful.
Okay, so there we go. That is pretty much my little swatching thing done. I had a few issues trying to get these like reds right. In the end, for this Indian red, I'm going to go with mixing two colours, the cadmium red and burnt sienna from this palette. Alright, Kariri Bear, what's up, pickle? You're getting ready for tea time, aren't you? I know, hang on. Alright, so with this, I am going to go feed Kyra, and now we're back in a couple of minutes, and we are going to do some of these little exercises to get warmed up. And then, yeah, let's just have some fun. Okie dokie, let's read this. Before you put that brush to paper, let's try a couple of simple wet on wet techniques. On the page to the right, you'll see 3 coloured circles. Each of these circles uses a method of wet on wet that is used in the projects in this book. The first circle was completely wet beforehand using clean water, then 2 colours were dropped in on both the top and bottom areas. Alright, so let's give that a go. So the colours here I'd imagine are maybe like a reddish colour and an orange. So we're going to go for the cadmium orange and crimson, I think, for this. Just to see how it goes. Let me get my colours in my little palette first. It'll also be a good test to see how the two different palettes kind of work together, if that makes sense. Okay. Wet on wet isn't a technique I use a huge amount, so this is kind of new to me, to be honest. I don't mind how the two different types of paint are interacting though, I think that's okay. The blend isn't quite as smooth as up here, but we'll see what it's like when I dry. I'm very impressed with how the paper's holding up though. This is fairly thick, chunky paper, so it's doing very well. Okay, the second circle was not wet beforehand, but rather filled with a single colour ultramarine. While the paint was still wet, permanent rose was dropped into the area. As a result, this pretty lilac shade was created. Okay, let's give this a go. I'm quite nervous about this, I'll be honest. Okay, so I'm trying to make this quite subtle. Okay, how's that look? Alright? You think that's okay? I think the blend looks better in real life than on camera. It's looking a bit... Is that better? Maybe, we'll see, we'll see. Okie pokey. The third circle demonstrates a lifting technique that we'll use in some projects. The paper was wet and a colour was dropped in, then a dry brush was used to lift some of that colour out of the centre portion. Oh, okay. Let's add some near enough clean water. I've also sprayed paint everywhere already. It's going well. I'm not sure quite how much water I need. Let's try this. Now let's... Oh, this is kind of working actually. I think I might be overworking the paper a little, but no, that kind of works, that's okay. I think I could have gone for a little more pigment at first, but I don't hate it. Next, practice wet on wet drops by wetting the blank coral graphic with clean water and dropping in various concentrated colours. Try not to add too much additional water to colour mixes beforehand or the paper will become a big puddle. If you need to, you can lift off any blobs using the dry brush technique. Alright, should we give this a try? Little nervous here. I don't know whether to just kind of like apply the water all in one go or to do it in little sections. I don't know. I think doing something like this is quite good for me because I've never like had any official like art lessons or anything. Everything I've done has kind of not even been self-taught, but just been like getting comfy there, Bean. But just me kind of playing around by myself and hoping for the best and trying things out and, you know, learning as I go, basically through trial and error. So having something like this that gives me like specific techniques to do, I think is going to be quite good for me and it's going to hopefully help me improve overall. At least that's what I'm hoping anyway. And if nothing else, it should just be a lot of fun and quite relaxing. So there's a base layer of water all over it now. I don't know if oh, that was a lot of water. Oh crap. Okay, let's just go for it. Let's just try it. I swear I could just watch like an hour-long compilation of watercolour just spreading through water. Like watercolour paint. Oh, I love it. Okay, I'm not hating this. Ah, I see what you mean about the pooling though. I definitely have a little bit of that there. Maybe if I just... pick a bit up. So once I move into my new place, I'm hoping I'll be able to do stuff like this a bit more often, because I won't just be like sat at my kitchen table anymore. I'll have like a proper like room, an office for filming in, which will be very nice. I'm moving out of London so that I can get a bigger place for cheaper, which will be nice, because at the minute here I'm kind of living on top of all my camera equipment and studio stuff, and it's a little difficult and it's getting a little exhausting. I don't want to leave London. I have so many friends here and I love London, but money, you know? London is expensive. The amount they're trying to put my rent up is insane. I've seen the listing as well for this place and they put it up even higher than they were trying to make me pay for it. And not surprisingly, they haven't had a huge amount of interest. They've had a couple of people like book in to view the place, but only one person's actually come around to see it. All the rest have cancelled. And the guy who saw it obviously didn't think it was worth the money. I don't blame him, to be honest. It's incredibly overpriced for how tiny this place is. But that's London for you. Whereas the new place I've got in Leeds is going to be amazing. I'm signing all the contracts and stuff at the minute, so I think it's going ahead, which is very exciting. But it's got this huge garden that Kyra's going to love. It's got a big balcony south-facing, which again, Kyra is going to adore. I'm actually going to go back in with another layer of pink here and just see if I can do this. Again, hopefully I won't overwork the paper too much. Alright, it's not quite as good as this, but it's a good start, I think. I'm quite happy with it, and I'm ready to go on and actually have a go at one of the paintings now once this is dry. I'm incredibly excited. Alright, which one do we want to start with? I feel like I should start with this one because it's the first one, but also, I want to do a cute one. Oh, he's so cute. Oh, I love penguins so much. Oh, little Noah. Little crabby boy. Creep, creep. Little creepy crab. You know I love octopuses. You know I do. Oh, this looks really, really adorable and I really want to do it, but it's got quite a lot of little details, so I feel like I want to save it for a day when I'm not quite so tired, because it is quite late at night now. Oh, starfish boy. Sand dollar. Oh, I've not heard of one of you. Sea urchin. Manta ray. Oh, manta ray could be nice. Oh, he's done using only black as well. That's really cute. Oh, sea angel. It's a sea Kyra. Sea angels, otherwise known as sea slugs, are magical looking little creatures. They have a transparent outer layer that allows their colourful insides to shine through. Oh, little pufferfish. Sperm whale. Oh, look at his happy little face. He's so cute. Eel. Oh. And then we're on to wet and dry. Oh, I want to do all of them at once. I do like the manatee. Octopus. Little crabby boy. Penguin. Yeah, let's try Sharky Boy. We're going to start with Sharky Boy. Classic shark can be created using just 2 main colours. The wet blending will allow some nice contrast between the light and dark values, while the blue will give the piece a slightly more watery feel. Lovely. Okay, so for this I need lamp black and cerulean blue. Okay, I'm going to get my palette ready. So for this, for the lamp black, I am using the black from this palette here. And the cerulean blue, I think I was using... you are cerulean blue. This is an absolutely beautiful blue colour. I love this so much. Alright, so for this she's using brown brushes, sizes 6 and 12. And I do have some that have numbers on. So this is a 6 and 12 will be bigger, right? So let's see if I have anything like a 12. Okay, and 2 colours of paint, which I have. Lamp black, cerulean blue. Okie pokey. Alright, using the larger brush, start by wetting the top dorsal fin and the remaining body of the shark with clean water. And I'm going to wet it with this and then use this one to drop in lamp black at the top of the fin. And then use the same brush to coax it down into the body area. Okay. I'm so nervous for this. I always get this way when I start any painting. It's always nervous to put the first paint down, or in this case the first water down. I guess we're going over his head as well, yeah? Yeah, we are. I'm not sure if it needs to go on his other little fin here, so I'm going to leave that empty for now. I'm very impressed by how well this paper's holding up to so much water. There's a little bit of buckling, but it's really not much at all. Yeah, screw it, no, I'm going to fill this in. I'm a worrier, it's what I do, okay? Overthink everything, including painting in a silly little book. A good thing about watercolour, which I do like, is that you can always build up in layers, which is nice. So if it's not dark enough, add another layer in a bit. So I quite like this black because it's got a little bit of a bluish hue to it anyway, which is quite nice. It works quite well. How does he look? I know we probably need to darken some of the bits, but that's alright, isn't it? That's an okay start. Drop lamp black into the tail and allow it to blend into the wet of the body. Okay, so the tail's quite dark, so I'm going to wait for this to dry a little bit, add a bit more water, and then go with more black. How's that looking? Like a Sharky Boy? I'm actually going to use a little bit of this dry brushing technique to try and pick up a little bit here, because there's a little bit, and a little bit lighter here on the example. think I want to make this bit a little bit darker, but just let it dry a little more first. Now it wants me to, using a small amount of cerulean blue, apply a stroke of colour to the underside of the sharks. This is down here. And I want to add some more black up here, so I think I'm going to do that. Okay, so now I'm going to add some water in here. Do this fin, quite dark. There we go. I still think this needs to be darker, but I feel like I'm getting somewhere, you know? Okay, this isn't looking bad on camera, I'll be honest. I'm feeling okay about this, just quite a lot coming from me. Another reason I need a proper filming space is that I don't have room to do anything here. Can't like turn this around or whatever. Alright, alright. Okay. I'm just squeaking at you. I think a big issue I have a lot of the time when I paint is I'm scared to go quite dark, whereas for this I want to try and get this nice contrast between like the light areas and the really dark areas. So I'm trying to be a little bit more daring with how much paint I put down. Like this jellyfish is lovely, but like I really like it, but you don't really have the light and dark areas. They're all kind of very one tone, and I wish I'd had the courage to go a little darker in some of these back areas here, you know? So that's what I'm kind of trying to practice a little here. I love painting, but it goes against everything I'm comfortable with. Like, I'm first and foremost creatively a photographer. Like, I don't know if you guys, especially people who are new to my channel, know, but I used to do a lot of freelance photography. I was really involved in gig photography and stuff like that, and I loved it. And that's a thing I used to do quite a lot. The thing is with photography, you've always got the original photo, you've always got the negatives, you've always got that kind of safe thing to fall back on. So if things go wrong, you can just undo everything and go back, or, you know, you've got a copy of the file somewhere. With painting, you can be doing something amazing, and then if I suddenly spill red paint all over this, it's kind of ruined, you know? There's no second chances with painting, which is what terrifies me a bit, which is part of the reason I'm kind of trying to get better and practice more, because I'm trying to push myself out of that comfort zone. Learn new skills, learn to take a few more risks. Both creatively and like in my life, you know? There we go. I'm quite happy with how he's looking. Okay, so use a watery mixture of lamp black and your smaller brush. Create a light wash of colour of the eye area, under the mouth and on the gills to define them. Okay, so this is these lines that I started to put in earlier. I want to try and take some of the paint up here a bit. Oh crap, that brush still has yellow paint on it. Ah crap, I have a slightly yellow shark now. I'm sorry, Sharky boy, it looks like you got a weird moustache. I'm sorry. It's okay, I still love you. And with your little yellow nose. This is why you always clean your brushes, kids. I'm worried I'm overworking the paper a little now. Also, on the camera, he just looks a little sad. I think I brought this down a little too far. Could be more here. I'm also going to use a tiny brush to do the gills. Teeny tiny. There we go. Cute. I feel like the original is a little more blue in places. I could probably go for a little more blue. I'm just gonna be a little crazy now and do it. Don't judge me. I want like a very, 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 very light blue. Just add some little details in like here. You know? Sharky boy. Sharky boy underwater. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, little fishy friends. And with that, this piece is dry at the eye, nose details with the lamp black, which I just did. I just didn't read it out because I'm an idiot. Yeah, and that's kind of him done, I think. I hope. I quite like him. He's alright, isn't he? What if we add a little bit of like sea to the background? Can we do that? Let's go for a slightly different blue. Let's add a little turquoise blue in here. Just a little bit. Just give him something to sit on, so he's not just floating there, you know? He's a little sea boy. Nice, small boy, so cute. I want to try and make this paint look quite puddly, which I know a lot of people try and avoid with watercolour, but I actually want to make this look like water, so I don't know how it's going. God, I love how this bit looks here. It's not really showing up on camera, but it looks good in real life, okay? Just take my word for it. There we go. This is looking a little puddlier. Puddlier? Is that a word? It is now. Puddlier. There we go. Alright, and with that, it's my little sharky boy done. I actually really like this. I had a lot of fun with this. And yeah, I thoroughly recommend this book, actually. So this was Watercolor With Me in the Ocean by Dana Fox, and it was an absolutely fantastic book. A huge, huge thank you again to Ricardo for sending me this. And a huge, huge thank you to the wonderful person who sent me these paints as well. I can't remember your name off the top of my head, I'm sorry, I'm terrible, but the note that you sent me with them is in my little letter box over there where I keep all your fan mail and things that people have sent me. And look back at it with happy memories and stuff. And I've got some dribbles here that I'm just going to clean up because I'm holding the page funny. But yeah, for now, thank you for watching today. Let me know down in the comments what you think of my cute little sharky boy and his weird little mouth. I do love him though, he's so cute. If you do have any of the watercolour tips or you've tried this book or anything similar yourself, please let me know down in the comments what you thought of it. But for now, thank you for watching today. With all the coronavirus stuff, please stay safe, look after yourselves, look after the people around you, and I hope you're all having an absolutely wonderful day, life, time. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you so much, and hopefully I'll see you all again soon.